Welcome to another episode of A Man Understands. But do you think? But I'm talking about is presence.
Right.
And you have presence. Like the moment I met you, I was like, hey,
Christmas presents.
yeah, exactly.
I have gifts for everyone. Candy for the whole class.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
Presents. What do you want to talk about presents?
Well, I mean, so you're an actor.
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
So sometimes I don't always act, but when I do.
But when I do, yes.
But I mean, like that's a very, very important thing is presence on camera. I mean, like, do you turn it on? Do you turn it off? Like, talk to me about that.
No, I don't turn presents on and off. But the thing is that, you know, when I develop character, I try to get as detailed as I can as far as the essence of somebody goes. Right. Sometimes that person is a ringleader and a show horse, right? And then other times he isn't, you know? So, like, sometimes somebody's demanding presence, but that doesn't mean that you can't be something small and introverted and yet get the same kind of attention because of whether or not somebody might be scared of you, that you might snap, or the fact that you might someone might think you might be stealing something.
Right.
But you can create things that have presence inside something. As far as me personally, I'm a born extrovert, so it's not really a problem for me to kind of like be out there.
Right. So maybe I phrased it funny. It's not an on-off thing. It's a which way do you guide it?
Yes, exactly. I think the thing about presence is, like, you know, some people I think naturally exude kind of an energy that draws people to them, right?
Right.
You know, there's only, whatever, without getting too metaphysical, there's only so much energy in the universe, and we decide how we want to deal with the energy that we have,
agree.
right? It's what you have inside of you. So some people choose to harness that for themselves, and other people decide to share it with others. And I think that's a big part of presence.
It's the giving, because how can you assess that someone has presence when they're holding it back?
Right, when they're putting up a wall, when they're not willing to accept your presence either.
Yeah.
So if they're keeping you at bay, and there's a wall between you, then there's kind of like an emptiness and a void, right?
Right.
But by removing that void, whether it be going to them or them coming to you, I think that's a lot of what presence is.
So it's a two-way street of intoxication of energy.
All relationships, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you were in Jay and Silent Bob.
I was.
I love that movie. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
I love their little raps when they're out in front of the store. But what was it like being in that film?
I mean, it was a great experience. Kevin Smith and Jay are still friends of mine today.
Oh, cool.
You know, I mean, we're not constantly on the phone, but we chat whenever we see each other. And it's no secret that Kevin's doing a reboot of that movie in January. So
I didn't know. That's awesome.
yeah, he's been talking about it on social media. So I'm excited to see what he does with that, and fingers crossed that I get a phone call.
I was just gonna say maybe a cameo.
Maybe. I don't know.
Let's also talk about. So you worked with George Clooney.
Sure.
So twice.
3 times.
3 times. Wait, Perfect Storm, The Money Monster. What was the third one?
And I was on ER with him at the same time too. That's when I first met George, was on ER.
Oh, so that helped put you together, The Perfect Storm.
No, it had nothing to do with it.
Oh, really?
I've just had a weird coincidence of working with Clooney 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, like,
I think they like the handsome short-haired guy and like the freakish long-haired guy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
well, they need that presence. They need the counterbalance.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
you got kind of a rock and roll look.
yeah.
Or maybe you're in a biker gang.
And I think he and I actually have we have good rapport when we're actually together. Like, we bounce off each other really well, and I think people see that, so it's worked really well.
He seems like a cool dude, but I see you guys hitting the Casamigos to tequila. You know.
He's a great guy. I think
Yeah.
personally, I feel like he's the most deserving movie star in all of it.
Yeah, because he seems to like carry it in the right way. There's never a down on anyone else.
No.
He's philanthropic, things like that.
Yep, he's kind, he's supportive. He remembers everybody's name on set, down to the craft service
Really?
person, the drivers. He remembers everyone. And it's a really amazing thing to watch how kind and giving he is, and how he treats everybody with the same respect, that everyone's on the same level.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's always so refreshing to hear, because so many hear the stories of the counter of that.
Oh, yes. There's many of those.
Sure. I'm sure you have stories. We're not rolling anymore. Just give me the names that are.
Jason Mewes. No. Jason's great.
So what does your career look like going forward? Like, what do you want?
Oh, my God. Looking forward, I think like every other actor in Los Angeles, the industry's changed so much over the last 5 years, I think, where it's become, even though there's more shows, there's less of an opportunity to kind of like have a big success, because eyeballs are spread out so much.
Right.
They don't pay as much to actors as they used to, in general jobs. But you constantly want that steady job something that's secure. I haven't had that for a long time. I'm always on the hustle. Not that I mind being on the hustle.
Sure.
I love what I do, but that security is always a nice thing. I would like to write, direct, and produce something that I made, was able to put it out there.
But I mean, the good news is now's the best time ever to have that opportunity come to fruition.
Well, what interesting thing is that now that everybody has a camera in their pocket, anybody can make a movie.
Right.
The bad news is anybody can make a movie.
Exactly. So you come in with some talent, a good story, presence. Netflix is like ring-a-dingy.
You hope so, but there's investment in return. You hope that you can kind of like get some little heat on something. I think we're in a very weird period right now where people can get content for very cheap, and people's eyes are so spread out that it's hard to make something of value that I think is actually quality art that actually garnishes the financial return that it should get, unless you're Scorsese, right? But with that said, right, you're right in the sense that it's an opportunity. If you want to create your own thing and go to festivals, there's an opportunity to do that right now, for sure.
And not only that, but I mean, look. Scorsese is an institution, right? And you can list off several other people that are too, Spielberg, whomever.
Bunch of popes. If they tap you on the shoulder, your thing's gold. Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, there's always more institutions on the way.
That's true. there's always.
Why not you?
Not to say that that's not possible. You hope for an opportunity. You can talk about Kevin Smith. He wins Sundance, and all of a sudden, toast of the town. And yes, he has the talent to back it up and to be able to continue it going, right? But there's a lot of films that didn't win Sundance with great artists. The guy who didn't win the year that Kevin won, I'm sure, was a great filmmaker too.
True. So it's true. So you're saying maybe Kevin's name helped a little bit, or?
At this point, I think it's funny because, like the old saying goes, "Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades," right? So it's like. And I talk to actors all the time because I coach a lot of actors too.
Oh, cool.
And when I work with actors one-on-one, one of the things we discuss is look, being good isn't good enough. At the end of the day, one person gets the job. Because who's the fastest guy in the world?
Oh, Michael, Usain Bolt.
Right. Who's second?
Don't know.
That's right.
Exactly. So what is the most...
And that guy's really fast.
Yeah, so he can outrun everybody else except for one person on the face of the planet.
Right.
There's only one person he can't beat.
That's right, and that guy has a.
But nobody's aware.
No, but Hussein's shoe deal is a lot better than that guy.
Oh my gosh!
But I'm saying you're the second guy, and I feel like that's true in Hollywood. I feel like that's true in a lot of obviously businesses. It's tough, when I think that you have something in this town, and yes, I can create content, I can do what I do, and I'm lucky that. I've had the success that I've had in my life. I'm very grateful for the life that I have.
Yeah.
But it's still.
You seem like a grateful dude.
I am grateful. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you're talking about you like to struggle, but you all would like some security. I mean, who wouldn't? We're humans. So how do you balance I'm on the hustle, I need to be number one, but I also have to be simultaneously cool if I'm not?
Zen, right? So that's meditation.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's like quantum physics, two states at once.
Yes, but I think a lot of acting is that, and directing is that. You have to be a creative side, and you also have a business side, and you have to be able to balance both effectively.
Right.
Balance is the key, whether it be in the gym, physically and mentally,
right.
You're constantly trying, go back to Socrates to talk about that concept,
oh, yeah.
right? So dealing with the idea of all kind of balance, you sit there and you go, okay, you have to be able to justify certain things. Is my acting at the audition my chance to perform my art? Is the job result more important than anything else? If it is, there's a problem because only one person gets that job. And out of all the people who audition, my odds, even if I get the call back, there's 20 guys, and I can tell you, they're all good, right?
Yeah.
And one guy might have a Boston accent, one guy might have a Kentucky accent, and what if the thing takes place in Kentucky? Boston guy's out.
Exactly.
Right, so you have to understand that you have a 5% success rate if you're really good, right? So who wants to live in a world where you're constantly, like we're playing poker, constantly hoping for an ace on the river? No. You can't live in that world. You have to live in a world where we're being like, I'm getting my money in good, right? Like at a poker tournament.
Right.
As an actor, I am getting an opportunity to do what I love every day.
Right.
Right. And how I do that, can't wait for the phone to ring. Can't sit there and hope that somebody just hands it to me.
Yeah.
Can't assume that every job that I audition for isn't just an opportunity for me to do my craft. That's what I have to do. If I do all of those things and appreciate, again, if I do a charity event, if I get knocked out of the charity event, I can't get upset because I'm grateful that the success I've had up until today has brought me here for an opportunity to play, to support a charity, and to show love and to give back. So who cares?
Right.
Right.
That's a really great attitude. I love your mindset.
Thanks.
So you're in a creative business, but it can feel like work maybe. I'm just kind of throwing that out there, but like what do you do for fun?
Watch a lot of porn. No,
Oh,
no, no.
Okay,
no.
yeah.
Cut that. No, no.
Hey, edit that out.
No.
Don't edit that out.
I play with my dogs a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, things I do for fun. I play with my dogs.
Yep.
I go hiking Runyon Canyon. I play poker when I get invited. You know.
Yeah.
Go to art galleries, see movies. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do, right? So I like doing the LA Art Walk downtown once a month.
Yes.
I like driving to Arizona and going to Sedona. I like going to Vegas and not going to casinos and just having a nice dinner and visiting friends. So, you know, yeah.
Let's review. How do you do Vegas? Are you talking Old Town?
And yeah, I love Old Town.
Yeah, Old Town's dynamite.
Old Town Vegas, and there's a lot of good food down there. There's a lot of great restaurants in Vegas.
Right.
A lot of great shows in Vegas.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of stuff off the strip if you know the town. You know.
Yeah,
It's a
of
good
course.
place. Yeah.
Of course. So, I'm curious. Are you from LA, by the way?
I grew up in Boston.
Oh, okay. Now, is it you go back? Is it more of just a memory?
Boston, a lot of great memories, but I have still a lot of friends in Boston, and I go back. I try to go back once every couple of years for at least a week.
Yeah.
But in general, a lot of my friends are spread out around the country, and I visit them there now. You know, so
Yeah.
but I do love Boston. I mean, somebody just texted me and said I need to go back in December, so I might have to go back in December.
It's gonna be cold.
Yeah, it'll be cold, but I gotta be able to wear that scarf that I have sometime because I don't get to wear it here.
Exactly. LA, you buy clothes for form and the function is like I haven't bought anything that's above a jacket in a decade.
It's like I'm so chilly in LA. I think I need a long sleeve T-shirt underneath this one tonight.
I know.
Whatever.
Well, I'm from Alaska,
Are you
so
from Alaska?
yeah. Ketchikan. It's the southernmost city.
Oh, really? Right.
From say Vancouver, boom, we're the first city you hit.
Do they stop there? Does the crew stop there?
Oh yeah, totally. No, it's a destination. They herd you off. 4 hours, herd you back on. If you really want to get an Alaskan experience, don't do the cruise. Go do yourself. Like you can do like the Alaska Marine Highway system.
I have some friends who live in Anchorage that've been begging me to come up and visit, but I haven't
Oh.
done that. But my parents love the Alaska cruise. That's their favorite thing in the world to do. In the world, they love that cruise.
That's awesome. I mean, it's serenely beautiful. I mean, I grew up there, so I don't cruise my hometown, but I can imagine it's amazing.
You mean don't cruise in that way?
You don't want to tour Boston? Maybe go to Alston District a little bit with a tour guide.
Alston in Boston. You know Alston? You know Alston?
And my good friend Josh went there after college, so I
Yeah.
never went and visited, but he spoke about it with such regard.
I live very
He worked at a
close.
bar that was just like party central.
Oh, nice. Alston.
Sorry, Josh.
That's all right. All the BU kids.
Yeah.
That's a good gig. That's a good gig. Yeah, I love that area. I don't need a tour of it. You're right, right? But
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man. I think sooner or later I've got to go up to Alaska and check out some glaciers and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having such a great time, but I'm sure you got to
I
go.
don't have to go anywhere out of the tournament.
We're going until the battery runs out.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about moments of pressure, or maybe early in your career, or now. And it's like, look, you're auditioning. We've already spoke about you got to be number one, right? But like, how do you not choke?
Nobody ever books a job by pressure.
Nobody ever what?
As an actor, no one books a job acting through pressure, right? So there has to be
Oh.
no pressure. Because you need to understand, well, 90% of the jobs you audition for, when you're auditioning, you can't put stakes on yourself that are greater than the scene, right? And a lot of people do that. To be honest, I would book jobs early on if I was nervous playing a guy who had a gun to his head or something because I could channel the energy I was having in the moment.
Right.
That I was scared in the waiting room, and I'd go in and be like, don't shoot me, and channel that nervousness for the audition into that piece. Or a character that wasn't able to figure out what words he needs to say. Instead of panicking, I would just, if I was nervous for the audition, I'd just get confused. Those are jobs that I was able to book through the nervousness. But at some point, you need to be able to rise above whatever pressure you're putting yourself. I used to put $1,000 in my pocket before I went in for an audition, so I wouldn't have to think about the
You're an actor with $1,000 cash.
Yes, but I saved it up. But I'd go to the bank, I'd take out $1,000,
Okay.
I'd put it in my pocket, and I'd be like, I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to play with the money in my pocket while I do the scene, so that I realize I don't need the money. I don't need this job.
I like that.
Right. So psychologically, just being able to be like, I have money. This job doesn't mean anything to me. I don't have to worry about it. So we're removing that pressure so that I can actually just be the character, because my character doesn't have the pressures I'm putting myself for the audition. I shouldn't have any essence of him before I go in the room. It should be a whole other person, the whole different set of agenda before I go in. And that's what I try to do before I go in the room now.
Yeah, the Joe, any baggage you have can't come into the character.
No, exactly.
And you hacked yourself thinking about abundance.
Yes, that's what I used to do, right. But now it's like, if I'm playing a schizophrenic, crack-smoking psychopath, Like I can't sit there and be like, God, I really need
Method acting?
sometimes. Yeah, but you sit there and you try to be like, I can't be concerned with what Joe's concerns are today. This guy has a whole different agenda than I have, and I have to like focus on that agenda.
Got it.
Yeah.
I like that. And look, do you ever employ acting techniques in life when you're out, business deal, just, I don't know, walking on the street talking to people? Like,
I'm using acting techniques talking to you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you sit there like understanding, listening is an acting technique. It's important to listen to somebody else. Understanding how to communicate and kind of be truthful in your responses and not panic, I think, are acting techniques. But I think also in the real world, I've had problems in relationships because I read people all the time because I teach acting too.
Yeah.
So when somebody's lying to me, I'm like, that wasn't real. That wasn't true. That was a lie. And I know, and I can feel stuff sometimes because I'm used to getting people's energy. So a lot of the time, when people aren't being truthful, it's very obvious to me when I see them calculating words, because I see that all the time from actors that are trying to remember their lines. Yeah.
right, and that's death to presence in a sense.
It is lack of presence and lack of truthfulness a lot of the time. You see it in bad actors, then you see it in real life when people are doing the same thing that a bad actor does.
Got it.
It's always amazing. How many people have walked by in front of? I can see people go.
9,600, and was it 42, Galen? It was 42.
Isn't it amazing that you sit there and you're like, people are just walking in front of the camera. They know an interview is going on. They know.
Yeah, they know.
And they
It's
just don't
cool.
care. But we used to live in a world where cameras were not so prevalent. So
I know.
people used to have a fear of, oh my God, what if I walk in front of the camera? But I think because cameras are everywhere now, no one cares.
Yeah, everyone's over like, I don't care if I'm someone's YouTube. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Who hasn't seen me naked?
You saw my YouTube? Oh, never mind.
I got private link. I was thinking password.
Yeah, exactly. So how did you do in the poker tournament today? I know it seems like you got knocked out, but you made it quite a while.
That way? You mean by the way I'm sitting here?
By the fact that you're sitting here, that's still going on.
I'm doing pretty good in the tournament right now. Doing really good. They don't know it, but I'm going to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Totally redeem myself.
I'm going to totally redeem it. Yeah. No, I didn't do well. You know what's funny? I played last night in a different charity tournament, and I had bad cards all night. It was really easy to make decisions. And today I had mediocre cards, and then none of them panned off. And it's more painful not being able to make that easy decision. Be like bad. I was like maybe. So I had a really kind of rough day today.
It's like the crux of life is like, when it's in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide left or right. I mean, it's still better than getting great cards and then getting crushed by some idiot, which happens all the time too.
Right.
You're like, my aces should hold up. No! Like that's the worst. Like, that didn't happen today.
You're not a beginner, are you?
Yeah, like, good job, man. Guy's like, thanks.
You literally did not know what you were doing. You're bluffing. You weren't bluffing.
He's like, I just wanted to go home. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's just all in.
I didn't even want to play. I just wanted to go home. Sorry, man.
That's so cool. Do you have another project coming up though? Are you in a movie, a TV show we should know about?
I just finished acting in a show called Happy. That's on the Sci-Fi Channel. That'll be on Netflix starting in December. Please watch. I play a schizophrenic, crack-smoking Santa Claus that kidnaps kids. It's a very good show.
Sounds like it.
Yes. Yeah. Adult-oriented. And then I have a movie coming out this year called Use Me, where I play the #1 submissive to a dominatrix, which is also going to be a movie. Hey, how you doing? Come on.
That is hilarious. Now, when you saw that role, were you like, yes, or like, I need to for growth, but I'm embarrassed?
Here's the crazy thing about both those roles. They were just both offered to me, and my friends were like, who else were they going to hire?
Yeah, like, why wouldn't they give it to you?
Why wouldn't they give you the schizophrenic Santa Claus and the submissive?
Yeah, we've been here 20 years. Like, this is what you think of me?
Yeah, it's literally my life. That's what people call me. Yeah. And I'm going to be on a Marvel show this year, but I can't talk about it.
Dude, hey, that's enough. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I won't.
They told me that's what I could say. They said, you can tell people that you're on a Marvel show this year.
Dude, you're in the universe.
I know, right? That's the whole thing. How dope is that?
That is so cool.
It's retarded.
Wow. Like, the universe put you in the universe?
Yeah, I mean, I was very lucky, and a bunch of things fell in order, and I ended up in the right place at the right time. So I'm very excited the next year something like that is it's exciting.
That's so cool. So you have all these things going on, but you're not in a situation where you have to choose because of scheduling conflicts.
No, that hasn't come up.
Oh.
No, I'm not
Joe,
that busy.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks, I'm not that busy. It's still available.
Still available. You got any criminals, deviants?
Pervs, I do all that stuff.
But seriously, have you ever played like a role that's like, hey, I want you to wear a suit, cut your hair,
I did a movie called Mom and Dad last year for this director named Brian Taylor, who also did Happy this past year. A movie starred Nick Cage, and I got to play a school teacher. So I wore a tie, my hair pulled back. Yeah, like the cool English teacher.
Did you really feel like I'm acting? Because this is not who I am.
No, because I teach. It's so funny because I teach acting. So he was like, "Why aren't you playing?" He's like, "You play a teacher. You are a teacher." Right. And he was right. But like, casting directors don't first of all think of me as that. They think of me as the guy kicking in the door at the classroom with a gun and being like, "Oh, you kids on the ground!" Like that's what I know. But yeah, and I can play teachers, lawyers. I do all that stuff.
That's cool.
I don't have any limits to what I think I can do.
That's the most important thing.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like you can't be like, "Oh, I can't do it." There are times I've gotten auditions and I've worked on them all night long and called Maven and been like, "I suck at this. I really suck. The words aren't coming out of my mouth. The accent's not working. You should really call and tell them that I'm sick or something because this is not going to happen." And that does happen. You have to know when it's not working, but you also have to know when to test yourself too, right? And that's, I think, part of the acting process. I have to go fail at some auditions to become a better actor.
Absolutely. Like push the comfort zone, push the limits.
Yeah, so that when I have the audition I'm perfect for, there's no fear. Because I can only feel fear when I'm going in for things that I don't think I'm perfect for. Right, outside my comfort zone. And when I do that, I make myself better. So when I play my guy, that's the thing. When Manny Pacquiao is training in the gym, he's not trying to train with that. He'll train with somebody who's bigger than him, who hits harder than him, who's taller than him, to prepare for a fight where he has to fight somebody like that, right? He's not going to fight anybody that big because no one will be in that weight class. But it's good for him to get used to getting hit like that so he can recover, right? Right. And I think acting's the same way. A good actor trains the same way a good MMA fighter does. A little bit of groundwork, a little bit of defense, a little bit of endurance, a little bit of striking. And if you learn a little bit of everything, that's how you learn your own style and become the best actor you become.
That's awesome. So it's a function of So it's a function of diversification of skill sets so that whatever situation you encounter, you're able to handle.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well,
we almost got interrupted by the World Series of Poker champion.
I know. Would have been an honor.
Up to the edge. John just walked up and then went around the camera. Of all the people who did not walk in front of the camera,
he's the one I want to walk in front of the camera. Sorry, Joe. This interview is with John.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, it's been awesome talking to you.
Me too, man. Absolutely.